Hello everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be, as you can see from the background, my March TBR. I'm very excited to be making this TBR. March I can read some more than I did in February, but I did have a decently successful month in February, as we will see. But I have a bit more time to read and I'm just feeling very inspired to read, so I'm hoping that this gives me some good books. There's also a few readathons that I want to take part in March. I will talk about most of them at the end of after I do my roles and stuff, so I can fit the books that I have into the prompts that fit the easiest. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those mean the absolute world to me. Comment down below what's on your March TBR, and if any of the books I pick you've read, let me know what you thought of them down below as well. First thing of business, if you've never seen my TBR game before, basically I roll a die to get my number across on the top and the die for it down, and we meet in the middle and pick that prompt, find a book for that prompt, then I replace the prompt. Currently I'm keeping the ones that I've used aside so we get a good variety of prompts. Pretty simple. I am going to do 4 rolls this month, but punishment rolls, and if I get doubles I have to do another roll. So let's go into what I did in February. So if you didn't watch my February TBR, the board and the dice and the die, I still don't know, weren't very nice to me. So I think I had a punishment prompt and then I had 2 or 3 doubles or something. I ended up having to read 7 books. And if you don't know, February was super busy for me, so I was really scared about that, and yeah, I failed my TBR. But I got my trusty dusty notebook here. So I got the prompt new to me author, and I read Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. I did read that one. I enjoyed it. You'll hear about it in my wrap up. But then I got the prompt, reminds me of favorite show / movie. Really? My heat's gonna come on right now. We're just gonna ignore it. I'm so sorry, but we're just gonna ignore it. I picked the book Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I read this one as well. So then I had the prompt one word title, and I picked Priest by Sierra Simone. This one I didn't get to, so officially we will be taking a punishment. Then I had the prompt 5-word title, and I was supposed to read Amari in the Great Game by B.B. Alston, and I didn't get to this one either. These are the only 2, spoiler alert, that I didn't get to. I'm pretty proud of myself for getting to 5 books in my busiest month and in the shortest month of the year, so I take small wins in that. The prompt highest rated, got Heartstopper Volume 2, read that one. Got the prompt true crime / nonfiction. I read Murder, Madness, and Mayhem by Mike Brown, read that. Then the last one was book in a series, and I picked Juniper Hill by Devney Perry, and I'm currently reading that. It is February 28th, 230 pages in, and it's 300 pages, so I'll probably finish it tonight. If I don't finish it tonight, I will finish it tomorrow. So that is my February. Let's finally get into March. Depending on the month, I will decide if I'm going to do 4 or 5 rolls to begin with. This month I'm going to go with 4 because I still am doing school and working. It's just not as busy this month as it was in February, so I'm gonna do 4, but as we know, I have to take a punishment roll anyway because I didn't finish my February TBR, so we are already up to 5 rolls. Roll a number 1 for book number 1. We've got a 1 across and then a 3 down. 1, 1, 2, 3. That got us the prompt young adult. One of the readathons that I want to do in March is Final Book Support Group. This is the readathon from Steph Loves. She does it every once in a while, pretty much every other month I think at this point, but in March it is a month-long readathon, which I love because I'm not very good at doing just smaller readathons. A month one, I can just fit in a book whenever I can. There's not so much pressure to get stuff done quickly. Anyways, so I'm going to do that, and so this first book works for that. I'm going to read Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. So, you know, I just read Volume 2 in February, and I've been holding off on reading these, and I don't really know why. I do, but I don't. I've been trying to use them just for 24-hour readathons as like a filler book, but I barely do 24-hour readathons at the moment, so I don't really want to wait that much longer to read this. So I thought that this was a perfect book to use for readathon. It'll be another book, and it's in a series with Final Book Support Group. You don't just have to read final books, and it'll be a nice little book, quick book, because I do have, there are some certain books that I want to get on this TBR that are thick, so this will be nice as a filler. So these ones follow Nick and Charlie as they become friends, and it blossoms into more. It has a lot of different topics in this series. Super cute. It is young adult, so that's pick number 1 for book 1 out of 5. Now we're gonna replace that prompt with pink on cover. Book number 2, we got 4 across, book number 2, roll number 2, we got a 5. So 4 across, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second chance author, and I absolutely hate this prompt. Before I do that, we'll replace that prompt with even number of pages. For the prompt, second chance author, I'm going to kind of spin it. European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodore Goss. As you can see, I have a bookmark in here. If you've been watching my channel for a little bit, you would know that I've already started this book. Well, you can tell that. But that I started this book in April of 2022. Yep, you heard it, April of 2022, so coming up on a year. This is the second book in the, I think it's the Athena Club series, and I really liked the first one. So the second chance part of this is second chance to get me to read this, because I obviously put it down and haven't looked back for a year. I think I technically put it on one of my TBRs before, but I didn't pick it up again. But this is one of the books I wanted to get on my TBR because I would like to read it before the year mark comes up. I enjoyed the first book and I wasn't hating this. I just put it down when I was going through, like, a lot of stuff was happening in my life. And so I put it down and just haven't looked back. It's like 700 pages, I think. Or like just under 700, and I'm on page 162. And I have the audiobook for this. I like the audiobooks for these. So it shouldn't take me that long to read, but it's just intimidating because it's big and because I put it down once already. I believe I remember pretty much everything that was happening in this. So I'm just gonna do it. This is my second chance to read it. And honestly, if I don't read it this month, I don't know when I'm ever going to. So, okay. Then for book 3, we've got rule number 1 got us a 3. And rule number 2 also got us a 3. You can't see, but it I was trying to make it not fall. So, oh my, I'm just shut up. I was just joking, laughing along, but that means we have to roll another time. So now we have 6 books for March. That was funny until it wasn't. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Minority or BIPOC rep. It's a mess around here, okay? Replace that before it falls down again. Got inspired by last book I read. For this one, I'm actually going to be starting a series. So I guess European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman is also good for Final Book Support Group, but this one is not because I will be starting a series, but that is Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This is one that I've had on my radar for a while. I can't remember why, but earlier in February, I was like, oh, I need to read this in March. I don't feel the need as much right now, but I am excited for it. A girl who ends up accidentally killing her blind date. Then her mother calls her meddlesome aunties to get rid of the body. The dead body proves to be a lot more challenging to dispose of than one might anticipate, especially when it's inadvertently shipped in a cake cooler to an over-the-top billionaire wedding that her and her aunties are working. at an island resort. So it's like a cozy, fun mystery. So I'm quite excited for this one. So it'll be a nice also change because it's short compared to European travel. For book number 4, we've got a 6 across and a 2 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. We've got Ask a Friend. I'm gonna cheat just a tiny bit. I'm gonna see what else I get on my TBR, and then I'll base my options on that, on like what I didn't get on my TBR that I want to get on my TBR or whatever, just because, yeah, that'll just be easier. So I'm gonna do that. So you'll see what I pick in a minute, but it'll be more time for me. Place that one with Low Expectations. So for Ask a Friend, I'm going to put 3 different options on a poll. First is going to be Garnet Flat by Devney Perry. This is the 3rd book in the Eden series, the Falling Juniper Hill that I read in February, or that I'm currently reading. It's a series of romances where each book follows a different Eden sibling. This one is one that I really want to get to. This was one I wanted to get on this TBR, but it just didn't fit in anything else. So I'm kind of hoping this wins, but if it doesn't, I might just try and stick it in March anyway. I don't know if I'm gonna have room for it, but you know. This sounds so good. I'm just reading the back again. I think the sister in this one is the doctor one, and I think he's an MMA fighter. And then I have The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson. This is a mystery where it's a serial killer, and I assume, I don't know if it's a man, but I shouldn't assume. But they take their victims to a garden, a butterfly garden. He calls them his collection of butterflies, young women who've been kidnapped and intricately tattooed to resemble their namesakes. Overseeing all is the gardener, a brutal, twisted man obsessed with capturing and preserving his lovely specimens. The FBI discovers the garden, and so they're trying to figure out who did it. People I work with love this book, so. And then I'm gonna put Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier on the poll. Just another mystery, easy, and this is what I wanted to get to. So Things We Do in the Dark is about a girl who is found in the bathroom with her husband, and he's dead. She's covered in blood with like razor blades. She's charged with murder, but as bad as this looks, that's not what worries her most. With the unwanted media attention now surrounding her, it's only a matter of time before someone from her old life recognizes her and destroys the new life she's worked so hard to build. Because Paris has a dark past and she'll do anything to keep it hidden. It's just been calling my name lately, so I'm fine with any of these, really. So we're gonna go put the poll into some, I don't know if I should do it on Instagram or if I should put it on some Discords that I'm a part of. So I will just put right here what was picked through Ask a Friend. And that's what got picked. That's what's on my TBR. So yeah. I just did a roll and I wasn't recording. So I don't know if I should count it. I'm gonna count it just because you'll see what the prompt is and you'll know that I'm not faking that I got that. So I got 3 across and 4 down. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Intimidating read. I'm not gonna, why would I fake anything to get this? So hopefully you believe me. I'm very upset with myself, but we're just gonna go with it because if I re-roll it, then it also feels like I'm cheating. So we're just gonna go with intimidating read. Let's replace that prompt with Goodreads scroll. 5th roll, I got the prompt intimidating read. Unfortunately, you didn't see me rolling, but hopefully you believe me because I'm about to really hurt myself. I am hurting myself because I am putting House of Sky and Breath on this TBR. So this book's huge and that's why it's gonna hurt, but similarly to European Travel, The Monstrous Gentlewoman, I was supposed to read this a year ago. I was supposed to read this when it came out in February of 2022. I was so pumped, and I believe I read the prologue. I believe I read it in February, but I might have read it in March because I had this on my TBR for a couple months and it never got read. But the prologue was not it for me, so it was not gripping my attention. But House of Earth and Blood was my favorite book of 2022. So why haven't I read this? 1, big. 2, prologue not great. And I'm just intimidated now, and I feel like I'm not out of the world, but it's not like I just finished the first book that makes me want to pick this up, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to read this because this is the biggest book on my TBR, and I would like to have it done. It's 805 pages-ish. Wish me luck, because this and European Travel, The Monstrous Gentlewoman, is about 1,400, 1,500 pages, and that's usually what I read in 1 month. And that's just 2 of the 6 books that will be on my TBR, so that's awesome. I am excited, I'm just nervous. But anyway, if you don't know what the Crescent City series is about, in the first book we follow Bryce, and in her world, in her city, there was something really bad that had happened. They thought they caught the person who did it. Then I flashed 2 years forward, and this same thing happens again. So they're pretty clear, it's pretty clear that they didn't catch the right person. And so Bryce has a connection to it. She's half human, half fae. She's kind of a party girl, but she has a connection to this crime. And so they ask for her help in solving it, and she is given the help of Hunt Athalar, a fallen angel, to basically protect her while she tries to figure out this crime. A lot happens other than that, but that's just kind of the basic idea, and I love that book. So hopefully I like this one. I know it wasn't everyone's favorite, but the 5th book on my TBR. So this is the 6th roll, hopefully our final roll for February. We've got a 4 across and a 3 down. Did we already get that, or did we get the opposite? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Everybody has read it but me. There's only one other book that I wanted on my TBR, and that does not work for it. So for my final roll, I got Everyone Has Read It But Me. And since we have those 2 huge books on here, and since we only have one kind of mystery, I decided to go with The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I also need to read this for a video that I've been trying to make for a long time. It just worked out. So it's been out for a while, and I know it's pretty popular, and it's been popular as a mystery for quite a while. I was gonna put A Court of Thorns and Roses on here, but because everyone's read that, but I just don't think I can do a 3rd. While it's not as chunky as the other 2, I just don't want to put too much pressure on myself. So this one's quick and easy, probably like 300 pages, just over 300 pages. So this will be good. And I think a second one is actually coming out this year. For some reason, that might be a lie, but for some reason that is in my head. I don't know if it's a series or just, I don't know. So this one follows like a girl and a guy they meet at the airport. What begins as playful banter between Ted and Lily takes a swift turn when Ted claims half seriously that he would like to kill his wife. Then Lily surprises him by saying that she would like to help. So apparently it's good. I'm excited to finally get to it. Let's put a prompt on there. Number or color in the title. Let's talk about Readathons. For Final Book Support Group, there are a few teams, and so it's a little bit different than normal, but not really. I was gonna maybe try and do middle grade March, but I have like 1 middle grade, so I'm not gonna do that. I can get all my books to work. It just depends on, Bear's Claw has use a color wheel as a prompt, so I'm not gonna screen record because I'm lazy. And it's just easier if I do this. If it's specific, let's just be honest, I'm not gonna go too specific here. And there is a huge glare, so let's spin. Deep purple. The one color that I could not get away with. I don't even know if I have a purple cover. My TBR keeps growing and growing, but at least the one that I just found, small. For the Bear's Claw team, the first prompt is final book. So for that, I'm going to use House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This isn't the final book, but it's the final book that's out, so it counts. Then we have a use a color wheel, which you just saw. I got Deep Purple, and I'm going to be using Heartstopper Volume 4. Dark Purple, Deep Purple. I wasn't planning on finishing this series this month, but I mean, it's not like a bad thing at all. So, 4th book in this series, and it'll work. With a light cover, I'm gonna go with Heartstopper Volume 3. This is a very light cover. It's not white or anything, but I think this is considered a light cover. I'm just gonna go with it. Then the next prompt is Big Book. We'll go with European Travel, The Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodore Goss. Next prompt is Hiking Trail, Go for a Walk. I don't know that I'll be going for a walk outside in March because it is currently snowing. And I live in Canada, so it's just likely that it's not going to be nice out. But I might, I'll just, work out, go on the treadmill for a walk or something. That's likely what I'm going to do. Then the last prompt is Poke into the Bear's Cave, something dark and dangerous. So I'm going to go with The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is the TBR for Final Book Support Group. All of them are series. That's pretty good. And then Spring into Readathon is a seasonal readathon hosted by Mel, Kaylani, and Clint. I tried to take part. Usually it doesn't work out, but we're gonna try and do it again. They have a bingo board, and you can get a bingo any which way pretty much. So I'm going to figure out what will work. The only one that I think I can get with the books that I already have is the first row on the top across, but this is basically what it looks like. So the first one is Spring Cleaning, Read a Book That's Been Collecting Dust. This is how it's working in my head. So for Spring Cleaning, Read a Book That's Been Collecting Dust, I'm going to do A Kind Worth Killing. I actually don't think I've had this for that long, but I've been trying to read it for a very long time. New Beginnings, read the first book in a series, Dial A For Aunties. There's at least 4 Aunties in a Wedding, I think is the next one, and I think there's a third one coming out soon. Wet T-shirt contest, read a smutty book. This is the reason I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I might double up. I don't know. I don't know if you can double up, but I might. The first one's pretty smutty of this, so I assume this one is too. And then it depends on who wins my poll, because this one could work as well. Garnet Flats. They're not the smuttiest of books, but they're romance and they have spicy scenes. Road Trip, listen to an audiobook. European for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodore Goss. Listening to audiobook for it. Also House of Sky and Breath, Let It Shine, element on the cover, water, fire, earth, or wind. If you look at this cover, there's lightning, there's smoke, there's stuff. So I'm gonna say that counts. Okay, let's go with this. There's feathers flying, which you can kind of see here as well. So we'll say that's wind. Look at us go. And then that'll get me a bingo across the top. As you can see, I struggled with that one. Just the last two. This is going on forever. Buzzword-a-thon March is secret, which isn't gonna happen. I only have a couple books on my TBR that have secret in the title, and I'm going to probably read a secret history for it because I have a plan for a reading vlog for that. That'll happen in the future. TBR Knockout March is book based on something regarding women's rights or book with a strong female lead. Free read this. It's all about women killing it, killing people, I don't know, but just strong women. Getting rid of a dead body. That's a strong woman. Bryce, strong female lead. Any of those will work. Finally be done this never-ending TBR. It feels like I've been filming forever. I don't even know what time it is. So this TBR escalated pretty quickly. This is my TBR for March. I just put this one in as a placeholder because when I'm filming this outro, I still don't know what's gonna be the Ask a Friend prompt. I have a feeling of one. This will be my TBR. Hopefully it goes well. These two will be really quick and easy. These two shouldn't be too bad, and this one shouldn't be too bad. It's really just these. So wish me luck. I'm gonna need it, but I'm excited for all of these. So hopefully I have a pretty productive March, and especially with series, this is all pretty series based. So I think that's a great thing. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those would mean the absolute world to me. And again, make sure to comment down below what you'll be reading in March, if you're taking part in any readathons, and if you've read any of the books that I'm planning on reading, let me know your thoughts on them down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!